What's up, viewers? Joel Manners, lead designer here, and today we're going to take a look at Tales of Valor, which is the RPG from Redfly Studio. So to begin with, we'll do a quick start guide to show you how to get started. We'll get into more of a detailed walkthrough in the next video. So here we are on the opening page, where Tales of Valor features one of the characters that you can play as. For example, this week we have Kai the Chaos Witch, who of course you want to play because she's awesome. Our plan is to have at least 8 characters available at launch, some free to play and others you need to unlock. If you wanted to play as Kai, you could just press the buy button here, or go to the shop to see what other characters are available. But for right now, these are disabled, so go ahead and press play to continue. So here we are in the Nexus, where you can choose your party. You get to pick your character plus 2 henchmen. On the left you can see Alistair, a big knight, and on the right is Aiden, a pyromancer. For now, click on Raisha, the shadow dancer, in the middle. This is your character. At the top you can see other characters you could choose to play. Click on the knight and you will select Roland, the adjudicator. He's a very tough tank, but I'm going to play as Raisha, who's more of a rogue. You can also see characters that I haven't unlocked yet. Kai is here, so I can click on her to see her, and I can even choose to unlock her right here by clicking the buy button if I want to. But until she's unlocked, I cannot select her to play. So I will click on Raisha, then click Select to select her for my character. Now that we've picked a character to play, we can choose our henchmen in exactly the same way. When we click on one, we can see all of the different henchmen we can bring along. Just as with the characters, some henchmen are locked while others are ready to be chosen. Henchmen can be unlocked by purchasing them or by collecting them through adventuring. If you want to swap out a henchman, click on him. But I'm going to swap him back since my character, Raisha, is already a rogue. Now that we've picked a character, we can spend some time finding out about her. Click on the Lore button to read her backstory and find out more about the world of Tales of Valor. You can also see how much you've played the character, including what level you are. Click on Raisha to close the window. We can also choose a skin for Raisha by clicking the Skin button. Here you can see all of the skins available for use. Many will start off locked, but here you can click on them to preview them, and even purchase them directly by clicking the Buy button. To choose a skin, just click on it. For example, we can click on the Valkyrie Storm Dancer skin. You'll see more of that skin in the walkthrough. Now that we have chosen a skin, click Select. From here we can also take a look at our equipment and skills, so important to any RPG. Here you can see what Raisha has equipped in each item slot. Weapons, rings, armor, and so on. Mouse over a piece of equipment to see its stats, or click on it to see other pieces of equipment you could swap it with. I have a lot of loot right now, including these legendary twin venom hand axes. We'll see those a bit later, I promise. Click on Raisha to close the inventory screen. Now we get to play with one of the coolest parts of Tales of Valor, crafting and adventure. Click on the story icon in the upper right. Community adventures are tales crafted by other players that give out rewards for beating them. Sagas are epic stories designed by us that you have to discover by finding the right story crafting recipe. And crafted adventures are tales that you can create and grow and post for other players to play. At the top of the list is short stories. Click on the short story and then select the Modify button, and you're ready to create an adventure. Each short story has 4 crafting elements that you can choose. Mouse over each one and you can see its effect on the story. Some influence what type of adventure it will be, or where it takes place, or who you will be fighting. Others influence special rewards or enemies, or most importantly, what the reward will be. To swap out a story crafting element, just click on the socket, and you will see all of the elements you can choose from. Just mouse over the card to see what its effects will be if you choose it. Perhaps the most important element of the story is the reward you are adventuring for. The difficulty of the story elements determines whether the reward is common, rare, or epic, and the crafting elements you choose determine what kind of reward it is. But you won't get it unless you finish all of the story's goals. Once your story is crafted just the way you want it, click the back button to return to the Nexus. Now you are ready to play. You can play co-op multiplayer where all 3 characters in the party are human controlled. Or you can play single player and take your AI henchman instead. To play single player, click the single player button. To move, simply click on the ground where you want to go, and your henchman will follow. Mouse over a target to see whether it's blue like your henchman or red like an enemy. To order your henchman to use a special ability, click on their portrait and click the ability icon. To roll, double-click. To attack an enemy, click on it. A left click does a light attack. A right click does a heavy attack. Look for barrow doors. Click on them to use them. Some are locked, like this one, but many are open. Sometimes enemies can drop loot. This little glowing guy is a blessing. Pick it up, and it heals you a small bit, so they're valuable to scoop up. Hitting a target multiple times in a row triggers a combo with more and more powerful attacks. Finishing a combo gives you a special buff for a few seconds. You can switch targets in the middle of a combo if you want to. At the bottom of the screen are Reisha's special abilities. You can click on their icons to use them, or their hotkeys, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Number 2 is invisibility, very useful for a rogue. Number 1 is crippling strike, which does tons of damage and makes you invisible at the end. Number 3 is disengage. This creates an illusion of Reisha that the enemies might attack, as well as flipping her back out of danger. Of course, be on the lookout for treasure chests. Click on a treasure chest to open it and see what is inside. Different chests have very different loot. Some are locked, and you need to figure out how to open them. You can change your camera position by rolling the mouse wheel. Scroll out to get a panoramic view, useful for finding your way. Scroll in to get up close to your characters, great for combat. When you find a barrow door that is unlocked, it will take you to the barrows, dark dungeons filled with the undead. Short stories of Tales of Valor create worlds by dynamically choosing different areas and paths through them, using the barrows to connect them in different ways. Each story could be on a different path and use different areas. In this short story, my elements crafted an adventure in the forest. I'll have to explore to find the story quests, finding treasure and overcoming challenges along the way. after we've collected a bunch of loot, we can change what we have equipped. Remember those twin venom axes? Well, it's time to pull those out. Click on your character's portrait to open the inventory screen. Select the item you want to swap and click it to equip. And here we are in a new area of Barrowvale Forest. I will leave you here while I go off to find my story quests. Each story is different, so I have no idea what is waiting for me out there. I'll just have to explore and see. That's what makes each adventure of Tales of Valor so different. Thanks for watching, and have fun playing.